All right, welcome. Welcome to my first project of 2025. This is gonna be a good year. Anyway, so what we have today is this specimen down here. So what this is something I discussed this in my Christmas haul video. This is a backwards compatible PS3. This is one of, I believe, only 4 models of PS3 that were made with the PS2 chip in them, as well as a bunch of other features like 4 USB ports, compact flash, SD card, all that good stuff. But this is one of 4 models that can play PS2 games natively on bare metal, which is really cool. There is the original 2 consoles that launched, which were the 20 gig and 60 gig, and then the next 2 were the 40 gig and 80 gig. This is an 80 gig model, so this is the highest capacity on for a PS3 that can play PS2 games. I thought about upgrading it, but I'm gonna hold off on that for now. I thought about putting in a larger SSD in there. I'm gonna hold off for now, but maybe another day. So I got this over Christmas break, and the idea is I got this from my local retro game store, and I got it, and it is broken. So basically, I took a gamble, okay? I went in, they had this thing in a bin. It powered on, which is good, and I said, I fix consoles, I mod 360s, I can try to fix this, but I can't spend a bunch of money on something that is not a guarantee. The guy understood. He gave it to me for $40. So that was great, and I knew that it powered on. That was good. I couldn't really test what else was wrong with it, but today I think I know what to do, and I think I'm ready to fix it. So hopefully by the end of the video we can have a fully functional, backwards compatible PS3. So let's talk about what's wrong with it. So now what I have here are 2 games. We have PS3 Need for Speed Rivals, and then Dead to Rights for PS2. Those are going to be our test games. I don't have a PS1 game handy, but I'm going to assume if it can play PS3 and PS2, it can play PS1. All right, so the idea is that the problem here is the disk drive. So watch this, all right? Watch me put a disk in. Looks fine so far. You can hear it trying to read, and the motors and everything work fine. However, when we go up here, you'll notice the disk is not spinning. You can't hear it spinning, you can't see it spinning, right? Look at that, look at that in there. I'll try and zoom in closer. See, it's not spinning the disk. It's staying perfectly still. So, that's a problem. And then when we look up here, we can see we are booted into the dashboard just fine. No problems with the dashboard at all, right? Okay, so see, we're in here just fine. This is actually an older, I'm on a previous user. This is not my thing. This is whoever owned this console before me. System info, I wanna see what firmware we're on. 4.65, okay, gotcha. And then free space, look at the free space. You can see on the free space, God, it's small, I'm sorry. We have 32 gigs out of 74 gigs. So that confirms that this is an original 80 gig model, okay? Gotcha. But you can see when we go to the game menu, you don't see Need for Speed anywhere in here, okay? That means the game is not showing up, and that means the disk is not reading it. Now the same thing happens with the PS2 disc, the Dead to Rights disc. I tested this already. So this thing takes in a disc fine, but it's not spinning up. Now, I went ahead and tested it, and all the motors, all of the mechanics of this seem to be working fine. The one thing that does not seem to work is the laser. So what that tells me, I have about a 95% certainty that the laser on this PS3 is dead, but everything else is fine. If that's true, hopefully we can fix it. So, that brings us to the solution and what this video is going to be about. I got this in the mail today, and this is a brand new PS3 disk drive, 100% complete disk drive for the PS3 for this particular model. This cost $100 by itself, just this, $100. That's a lot of money. But these early PS3s are notorious for dying. Now, there are other problems with the PS3. There is the famous yellow light of death, which is a motherboard problem when some of the capacitors on the motherboard die, and basically it just can't deliver power properly anymore. It triggers the yellow light of death. And I've seen a video by this guy, that Asian guy with the British accent who does a lot of cool tech stuff. I forget his name. But he did a video repairing it, and it actually worked, but it was a hell of a workaround, and for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say that that's just not feasible. There's also, these things suffered from bad power supplies. The power supplies would blow up. I am very thankful that I have one that's in good condition otherwise. Just the disc, just the laser, I believe. So what I'm going to do is that this disk drive, I was so lucky, it was $100, but if you can, I don't know how good it's showing up on camera, this thing is new. It's new old stock. So this thing, it still had, I had to peel it off, but to get access to the screw, but it still had the warranty sticker on the thing. It's never been touched. All right, and I can tell there's not a speck of dust on it. It's new old stock. So I want to give this thing, because even though the motors are working for now, having something that's fresh and brand new in there that's going to be a lot more durable and last a longer time is going to be better. So I'm going to be putting a brand new disk drive into the PS3, and hopefully that fixes it. Fingers crossed. So let's get started. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? Nah. Okay, so in my research, what I uncovered is that with the PS3, I have hacked many 360s in my life, Xbox 360s, and they had the same thing, so it makes sense that the PS3 did it too. The PS3's disk drive is actually bound, maybe, to the motherboard. There is a unique identifier on the circuit board that tells the motherboard, hey, this is your disk drive. So that's cool. The problem is that it makes this a lot more tedious than it has any business being. So what we have to do is we have the original one right here on the right, and then this new one here on the left. So we have to take this board out of the good disk drive and swap it out with the board on the bad one. At least that's the theory. So that we can keep that key onto the new disk drive, and it should be fine from there. So we have 4 ribbon cables that we have to undo, and then it's just a matter of the screws, take off the little metal shroud here, and then we should theoretically be in business. So hopefully that's all it takes. All right, so I believe it's just the 5 screws on here. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Now the Xbox 360 had the same thing, and it was just as stupid then as it is now. But it also had the thing where, yeah, you couldn't just swap the disk drive out. You actually had to have the one that came with your console because it was tied to the motherboard. Now, you might be asking, well, what happens if the circuit board is bad, right? What if the circuit board is a bad circuit board? Then what do I do? You're not totally out of luck, but it's definitely uncharted territory, okay? So there are ways on the 360, at least. I can't tell you about the PS3 because I don't know for sure, but on the 360, if you hack it, if you perform an RGH or a JTAG, you can extract that DVD key from the motherboard. You can extract that key. And then, I don't know how you would do it, but you would flash that key to a new board. So this is the new circuit board. I would extract the key and flash it on here. I have never done that on a 360 or a PS3. I can't tell you how to do it. So it's definitely, like I said, uncharted waters for me. And then we have a little plug to pull out right there, okay. All right, so that is the old circuit board that we don't need anymore, that came with the donor. So then we have this one that we are gonna keep. Okay. And then this old disk drive, I mean, really the only thing that's wrong with it is the laser. Now, like I said, I didn't just want to replace the laser because having brand new mechanical parts in here will hopefully let it last a little bit longer. At least that's the hope, that's the theory, I suppose. So yeah, I just wanted to replace the entire thing just for simplicity and making this thing just last as long as it possibly can. All right, so let's go ahead and plug in this little guy first. It's a very small plug for, looks like just power and ground, but it is tiny. Okay, there we go. All right, and then this has to go beneath the little metal tab here. Oh God, these ribbon cables, they always make me nervous. All right, we should be good. So let's get everything screwed in. Whew. This is quite a moment for me. Quite a moment. All right. So once this is all screwed back in, we'll get the ribbon cables put in, we'll get it hooked back up to the console, and then since this is the right board, theoretically, we won't have any problems. This old one, I guess I can still keep it for parts, I suppose? I don't really know what other use I'd have for it. Worst case scenario, I take apart this new disk drive, take out the laser, put the laser in the old one, and then we're good, theoretically, but I don't know. I simply don't know. So hopefully this is enough. One more screw, okay. Okay, ribbon cables go back in. All right, there we go. That is it. That is theoretically a fully assembled PS3 disk drive. Let's get this back into the console and we'll see what happens. I accidentally missed it with the camera, but I have it plugged in. We do have a visual up here. We have a visual, and then I am plugging in, or I plugged in just to test it a disc. So we'll see. Okay, so it ejects it. and then let's plug the disc in and see it works, okay? All right, I hear it. Something's happening. I hear it trying to spin up. Something's happening. And then it does not appear to be showing the game ready to play on the screen. That does not appear to be working. Okay. So maybe try a maybe we can try a PS2 game and see if that will work. So we'll try Dead to Rights and see if that will work. You can hear that spinning. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, black screen. Something's happening. Holy shit, okay. Holy shit, we're playing PS2 games on a PS3 right now. That's huge. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, hold on. Okay. So... Oh, okay. So we have... Okay, so why was it not working with the PS3 disc? Okay, so it works. Alright, so that's Dead to Rights. Okay. Alright. Can we skip this? Are we good? Okay, so that, you can actually see that this thing is outputting via HDMI, so it's actually like upscaling the game a bit. It looks really good. This is a really good way of playing PS2 games. Okay, so now why was it not working with the... If I hit home... Okay, so I can quit game. Okay, so let's quit the game. Okay, so why was it not working? So it works for the PS2. So why does it not work for PS3? Okay, that is weird. Okay, so that works. Okay, so that's like half the battle right there. So this thing can play PS2 games, but it also needs to, I want my PS3 to play PS3 games if I want. Okay, so we'll try one more time, and then if this does not work, this is a dirty disc. I'll get another, let me go get a proper PS3 game and maybe a PS1 game. Okay, so it does not seem to be recognizing that PS3 disc. So let's trade it out. Here I have Heavenly Sword, and this one should be fine. So let's just do this one. How about that? Alright, will that work? Maybe? Okay, there you go. Heavenly Sword. And it works. Okay, so I guess this Need for Speed Rivals disc is just fucked. I guess. I don't know. Well, that sucks. But okay. Wait, this is a 6-axis. Oh, wait, it's not connected. Okay, yeah. That's a 6-axis. There you go. Okay. Alright. Fair enough. Okay. So then the last thing... the last thing, really, guys, is just a PS1 game. So let me get a PS1 game and put up this disc. Alright. I got my binder of games. I should have something in here somewhere. Okay. How about that? How about, we'll do Namco Museum. Eject. Let's just do saltwater sports fishing. How about that? That's a PS1 game. Now, you might be thinking, that PS3 disc, that Need for Speed game, was bad. Does that mean that the old disc drive was fine? And the answer is no, because I tried Dead to Rights on the old one, and it didn't work either. And Take-Two Interactive, the logo's coming up, so I have just proven that this PS3 can play 3 generations of games. So guys, we have a fully functional original backwards compatible PS3 right now. I don't really know what to say. To be honest, oh wow, that does not look good. That does not look good on an HD screen. The PS1, I think, was 640 by 480, or was it 320 by 240? Either way, getting stretched out that much does not look good on that screen. All right, let's pull this out. So it works. It works. Replacing the disk drive was worth it because it works, and we now have a brand new disk drive, never been opened, brand new old stock, and we're good. We're good. I don't know what to do. So what I'm gonna do, I guess, is I'm going to get this PS3 reassembled, and I think that's it. I don't know what else to do. I'm kind of at a loss right now. I'll be right back. I just did it. I repaired a backwards compatible PS3, and I saved it from probably getting thrown in the trash. Wow. I still haven't fully comprehended it yet. I have wanted one of these for a very long time, so to have one as part of my collection is a big deal. I bought this non-backwards compatible normal fat PS3, I think in 2023, and it was originally just for me to play PS3 games, but to have one where now I can play 3 generations of PlayStation games on one console, that's awesome. I view this as a piece of history. I was an Xbox 360 kid. I got my Xbox 360 over there that I still play to this day. I was not part of the PlayStation crowd, but as an adult, I was able to go back and experience it. And I'm glad that I can add these things to my collection to see what I missed out on, because they are admittedly very, very cool. And I hope they will bring me some joy in the future. I think I'll be able to have a lot of fun with both of these consoles. One thing I wanted to mention that I thought was actually kind of interesting, on my backwards compatible one, look at this green sticker. That says GameStop refurbished. So this is a refurbished unit from GameStop. Now, as part of my research into this thing, I found that back in the day, these things were notorious, especially the early ones, for the GPU, the RSX from NVIDIA, failing. And what would happen is you would send them into Sony, and they could replace it for you. They would actually, in some cases, they could Frankenstein the GPU with a less power-hungry version. Similar to what Microsoft did with their Xboxes with the Red Ring of Death. They had to replace the GPU. Sony did the same thing. They eventually released a 65 and 40 nanometer version of the RSX. So I'm wondering if, I actually don't know if this one has the original 90 nanometer faulty GPU, or if it has a new one in there. It says refurbished by GameStop, but that's GameStop, it's not Sony. So it could be that GameStop shipped this off to Sony to have it fixed and then sold it again, or it could just be that GameStop got it, cleaned it, made sure it worked, and then sold it. So it could have nothing in all original hardware. I don't know, but what I do know is that it works, and I can play all 3 generations of PlayStation games on this thing, which is incredible. Still going to be playing Skyrim on my PS4 for right now, but having this is still really cool. So that's kind of where we're at. Thank you guys for watching me go through this journey. This was a big deal. All in all, I paid $40 for a complete but faulty disk drive PS3, and then I paid $100 for a new disk drive. So all in, I have a backwards compatible PS3 80 gig E model, so it does not have the PS2. I think it's missing the PS2's, either it's the CPU or the GPU. It's missing one of them, but it has the other. I think it's missing the GPU, but it has the CPU. Or maybe I got that backwards, but one of those two. But I got that model, all in $140, which is, for this, I think a pretty good deal, because it's fully functional. It's got the disk drive is now brand new. I was able to find one that was new old stock, and I got it in there. So this thing should hopefully last a long time. As long as the GPU doesn't fail on it, we should be good to go. So very, very exciting. Let me know what you guys think, because this was a really, really cool experience. I loved getting to tinker around with this thing, and you know, it makes me feel good that my years of hacking Xbox 360s paid off, because I was able to save one of the coolest consoles of all time. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down below. We'll see you next time.